Day 125. Well, everything is frozen. Holy shit, it is definitely very cold up here. And luckily my stuff didn't get as frozen. This poor Nightcrawler shit is all covered in frost and snow. And oh, his shoes, look at that. Horrible. Oh, we made it almost to MacArthur Pass last night. And it would have been better if we had been able to get up and over it. But, I mean, it was still going to be cold on the other side anyway. And the sun wouldn't be touching us anytime soon if we got to the other side, I guess, since it's coming from over there where we came from. Anyway, hopefully it comes up and starts doing its job soon, because holy crap, it is just, unfortunately, there's really no level place to camp, so we both just kept sliding to the foot of the tent all night long. And yeah, not the most comfortable place to pitch, but hey, it is what it is. At least we got off the road, which was fairly busy. It's a fairly busy road, man. You can just hear the trucks grinding their way up this hill for miles. It feels like forever. Anyway, there's a campground, I think, just on the other side or just at MacArthur Pass, hopefully with some bathrooms. And then Elliston we should be getting to in about 7-8 miles. They have a convenience store and a little cafe, I think. And then maybe 7-8 miles after that is Avon, and they have a cafe as well. So at least we'll have a couple of opportunities to get indoors today. But yeah, it's fucking cold, and we really just want to get this done as soon as possible, because I don't think it's really going to get much better. Today is Wednesday. It's supposed to snow again on Friday. Yay! So yeah, we're looking at pretty much straight up winter conditions, I think, until we're done. I don't think that this snow is this isn't gonna melt off before Friday. And then there'll be more added to it. This is up high though, luckily, the route we're going, we're just gonna run the roads to Kalispell is pretty much all down in the valley. So hopefully there'll be less snow there. And there wasn't that much snow left in Phillipsburg when we left yesterday, and that's a little bit lower. But I think where we're going is even lower than that. And it's on the western side, which gets less weather and less precipitation apparently at this time of the year than the Rocky Mountain front and basin on the east side of the Bob Marshall Wilderness and that glacier. So here's hoping. Anyway, I got to stop talking now because my hand is frozen again, so I have to put my glove back on. It's 8 and we're finally going. Oh my God. It is so cold, but the sun's up. Yeesh. My toes are frozen. Hands frozen. It's like a winter wonderland out here though. It's pretty beautiful. Especially since the sun's up. Oh my God. And my pack feels light because I'm wearing all my fucking clothes. So hey, that's nice. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we're almost to the top of this thing. Yay. And hopefully on the other side in the valley it'll be much warmer. Anyway, brisk start to the day. So the CDT actually walks Highway 12 in the direction we're coming. I think it turns off up that road there from MacArthur Pass, where it comes up on MacArthur Pass. But oh, thank goodness, sun's out. I can't feel the toes on my right foot and or the fingers on my left. So I mean, at least I got some balance going on. I'm a Libra, so that works out. Oh my God, it's so pretty up here. But I definitely wouldn't mind observing all this beauty from within a heated vessel. Oh my goodness. Hey, half a mile to McDonald Pass. Recreation area, nice. Maybe that's where the campground is, I don't know. But what that does mean is that we're almost topped out on this hill. And hopefully it'll be a lot warmer on the other side. Okay, we're here at getting up to the top of McDonald Pass. And the recreation area, which looks pretty damn white. I swear it looks like there's more snow here now than there was yesterday when we drove right by here. I don't know, but now at least it's sunny, but there's also now wind, and it is not toasty at all. That's okay. It'll start warming up soon, right? That's what happens. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So the campground's in here, but yeah, we're not going in there. It's like bonus miles we don't need to be doing right now at the top of this hill. So hopefully, I think it's like 6 miles from here or so to Elliston. Wait, no problem. We're back doing the road walking thing we're having. It's hard to find subtle and covert places to pee on this side of the road. We just found one though. Lucky, it's nice to have a partner. Nightcrawler calls himself my peacoy, which I think is hilarious. It's like a decoy but for peeing. Super handy if you can find one. But yeah, this says basically just means that I'm probably going to end up being sort of chronically dehydrated again. Currently my bite valve, actually my entire tube going to my water bladder is all frozen, so I can't get any water out of it anyway, which is a bummer. Also my face is kind of frozen. I feel like my mouth is not working right. It feels like kind of like when you get the Novocaine at the dentist. Oh my goodness. Luckily though, we're going downhill from the top of McDonald Pass. It was like 6.3 to the store and cafe in Elliston. 7 feet up, 1,250 feet down. Whew, that should help. That and the sun getting higher and it warming up a little bit today. It is a beautiful day. Not too bad out here for a road walk, but definitely cold as shit. That's the chain removal area for McDonald Pass, so yay, that's a good sign. Although it did get substantially colder again down here, even with the sun for a little bit. But oh my god, when the sun hits you, it feels amazing. Unfortunately, there's a lot of clouds over by where the sun is, so hopefully it just pops up into the sky all above those clouds and they can suck it. Anyway, we just passed the Mullen Road, which I guess this Highway 12 follows mainly to the Idaho state line. I don't know what all that means. Something about the military, I don't know. I didn't stop for too long to read it because at this point you stay warmer if you just keep moving. Once you stop, everything starts seizing up. Kind of like an engine. At any rate, we're down quite a bit, so that's nice. It was way quicker coming down than it was going up. I don't know what creek this is. Apparently you're not supposed to look at it if you're driving on the road. Pretty though, little wiggle river. And we're like just over a mile from the store and cafe in Elliston. Yay, because I still haven't been able to drink anything out of my platypus. It's still frozen solid. I keep biting it. It gets like a little slushy right in the bite valve area, but I get like an ice chip here and there. Not particularly enough to hydrate, so Super excited to get some hot tea and, you know, probably some bacon. Oh my goodness. And hopefully at the store they have some smaller water bottles. I guess I'm gonna have to carry one of those. I already put my Sawyer. I thought I froze once, I don't know, but I've used it to make hot drinks and dinner and stuff like that. And I haven't got sick, so I think it was okay. But, you know, and we slept with it between us last night. Now I have it in a Ziploc baggie in my food bag in the pack, so hopefully it doesn't freeze. Oh, I guess it's the little Blackfoot River, because it looks like this goes underneath the road right here. So we're looking at the little Blackfoot River in Montana. I think this is Granite County. I'm not sure. I know we left Lewis and Clark County. I saw that sign, but I didn't see what sign it said. What county we were going into. Oh my goodness, I'm having such a hard time with making the words. My face is frozen. It'll be nice to get inside for a minute, but you don't want to spend too long there, because really our best and only time we're going to be actually doing any walking is when it's light out, because it's not deathly cold and it's not deadly with the road, because we're going to be on roads pretty much the whole time. And I don't care to get hit so that some random person can come out and put a cross out here for my dead ass. This is definitely not one of the more creatively named camps I've ever heard of. Interesting nonetheless. Yay, we got a side snowmobile track we can walk on. And once the highway went back down to 2 lanes, the shoulder got a little bit bigger. But yeah, it was still a little dodgy in some places, unless you walked on the other side of the guardrail. But then there was like snow and stuff, so your feet get wet, which is a bummer, because that doesn't help with the warmth. Oh, here we go, Jesus guy. I don't know what this is. Like, these crosses are all over the state. We've seen them everywhere. And I finally guessed that, like, somebody's just putting up crosses to commemorate people who have died on the road. There's 3 here, or 2 here of the generic ones, but it looks like whoever passed away here, their actual family and loved ones came out to do a little extra embellishment, so that's nice. I told Nightcrawler that if I die on the road and some anonymous person comes out and puts up a cross to commemorate me, he has all of my permission to absolutely take it down. Alright, we're getting into Alliston, which has your last chance. Last chance for what? Your last chance to give those particular people your money. And then they have a little convenience store at the gas station and a cafe. Oh, we're definitely gonna drop in to the cafe. Oof, I am so thirsty. And then pick up whatever we need to get to Ovando, which is like the next tiny town that has a convenience store, about 52 miles away. About 8 miles further from here is Avon, but all they have is a tiny cafe. So I might stop in there later and have a snack, but the next actual convenience store opportunity is in Ovando. Let's check out. Oh shit, they got a casino too. Of course they do. Wait, Wednesday steak night? Damn it, it's like 10:30 in the morning. Guess we'll miss steak night. And we missed Taco Tuesday last night. Oh well, that's okay. Always a bridesmaid, you know. Well, darn. The place I thought was a cafe here is actually a saloon and casino, and they don't open until noon, which is like over an hour from now, so we're not gonna eat there, which is a bummer. The store has some microwave burritos. I ate one of those. At least it was hot. I got myself a little bottle of water so I could actually drink some water that's not, you know, frozen. I'll pour the rest into my bag. Goodness, man, this place is like stupid overpriced, but I mean, it's out here in the middle of nowhere, so I guess what are you gonna do? And the next store for us is not for like 50 some miles, so whatever. The tiny little town, really all that's going on here is the post office, the store, and 2 saloons. The other one's on the other side of the tracks, which are incredibly busy. Oh my goodness. Just saw a freight train that just sat there for like 25 minutes, and now this train's here. At least the walk to Avon, it's a little less than 8 miles. I hear that it's really good. We got to meet a trail angel that works around the Anaconda Cutoff, which we didn't take yesterday in Phillipsburg. He was at the brewery, met JB or Jerry Bailey. So, and he was super nice. Hooked us up with a couple of beers, and then he hit me up this morning and let me know that the cafe in Avon's really good. So I'm excited to go eat there. At least I can get some hot tea, because cold water and a cold body, it's still freezing out here even though the sun's up, would be a nice thing. But other than that, yeah, post office, store, 2 saloons, neither of which are open. So it's just the store hanging out in front of a gas station, you know, like hiker trash do. I don't know. Got less than 3 miles left. Maybe 2.5 to get to Avon. Yay. At least it's finally warming up a little bit out here. I can feel my face again. Mostly. All right, still not my lips, but I don't feel like I got the ice cream brain freeze like I've had all day. And my platypus melted up enough that I can actually drink water. So, hooray. Good for me. Although I'm still not drinking enough because there's still really no place to pee on this road without being out there, even with a Pecoy. Although he's a little bit behind. Anyway, I'm looking at the mountain over there, and it's like, oof. I guess that probably happened on Sunday. I don't know what those mountains are. We saw Mount Warren the other day, which is like the biggest hill mountain around here in this area, around the Phillipsburg area. Oh my God, that thing was definitely white for the season. But this road isn't that bad once it went back down to 2 lanes, even though we lost our ATV lane. The shoulder is pretty huge, so that's good, although it is unnerving to see all the little crosses and mementos from whoever died out here. Yikes. And I've seen some roadkill too, but well, one good thing about it being so fucking cold is I can't smell those things. I can't smell anything, actually. But my nose keeps running. It's the only thing that's not completely frozen and locked up. What is up with that? Somebody needs to explain to me the thermodynamics. It's not, because I don't understand why it is when it's freezing damn cold and everything's so frozen I can't even get a sip out of my drink tube. My nose will leak like a faucet from 1933. What is that even all about? Anyway, a couple miles left to Avon and the family cafe there. I'm gonna spend a little minute in there and warm up. Get the phone topped off. The batteries on these phones, they definitely are incredibly sensitive to extreme temperatures because the battery drains way faster when it's freezing cold or super hot than it does when it's under normal circumstances. So I have to keep the phone basically like tucked away in the pocket of my fleece. It's a pain in the ass to get to, so I just don't pull it out as much. But it's damn pretty out here. And I guess Montana Highway 141, which we'll be turning onto from Avon, is supposed to be a scenic byway. So that's exciting. Looking forward to that. I haven't picked up any water yet on this. Actually, at all today, really. He filled his water up with hot water from the coffee maker at the last store. It was nice of them to let him do. I just bought a water there for $1 and drank it because it wasn't frozen already. It was still damn cold, but yeah, this water just come out of this private property right here. So I'll pick up a little bit to get us to the cafe, where I'll probably just fill mine up in the bathroom there. But at least there's some running water, and I think up 141 there's pretty much water everywhere. Maybe it looks like a good place there. Well, looks like we may be walking up on the Avon Family Cafe, which is fantastic news on so many levels. First of all, I'm starving. That's nothing new. Always hungry. Always hungry. Yep, Avon Cafe. What? Yay! Also, it means that our next turn to Montana State Highway 141 is coming up, which is also great news. Because this road, it's a scene, it's a nice walk, it's really pretty. But oh my God, it's busy as hell. And the speed limit 70, even with that wide ass shoulder. Man, they're like grit and tiny dirt and whatever gravel they put on the road to melt the snow flying all over the place. Definitely looking forward to getting off that. Also, the wind seems to be coming from the south. So instead of getting our typical face wind, or at this point crosswind, we'll have a little tailwind for the end of our day. Not too shabby. Oh my gosh, it smells good. Sorry, there's no smell. Oh wait, I just smelled cow too. You're welcome. No smell-o-vision for you. Let's go check this joint out. Great meal at the Avon Cafe. This place is awesome because they serve breakfast all day, which is good for Nightcrawler. And they have good lunch, which is good for me because I can't eat eggs. Anyway, oh look at, here's this killer kitty. Killer kitty's coming for us. Oh my gosh. This is the softest, sweetest. No, he's not sweet. That cat is an asshole. If you touch his butt, he goes haywire and tries to shred you to pieces. Not nice, kitty. Not nice. I'm more afraid of cats than dogs. How's your through hike end? I got fucked up by a cute cat. Anyway, we get to turn off onto Highway 141. Unfortunately, I don't know what's wrong with my leg, but my left leg is just killing me right now. That's a bummer because, and while the weather's like this, it's cold. That wind is cold, but at least it's sunny. We need to get in as many miles as we possibly can before the next storm comes through on Friday. Hoping to make it into Ovando before then. It's 44 miles from here. So hopefully if tomorrow is as nice as it is today, or at least sunny, then we'll make pretty good miles because there's no place to stop. Today there were 2. We've already gone, I don't know, a little over 15 miles. But yeah, it'd be nice to make it into Ovando before that storm starts. But my leg is just, and I think it's all the cold walking. It's not particularly good for you. Whatever, limping on. So I'm having a problem. My leg stopped working. As in, like, it hurts to put any weight on it now. Like that angst it was feeling earlier, like quickly became rage and now incapacity, which ain't good because we're just outside of Avon. We barely even made it a mile from the cafe and it just started, so my legs like just sending shooting, stabbing, sharp pains, which is not normal. And it's not like your typical muscle pain or anything like that. Okay, so JB just called. He's the trail angel that is based out of sort of the Anaconda area, I guess. I don't know, it must be a little bit closer because Anaconda was like 27 miles further away from where we were than Phillipsburg, and he said he could be here in 45 minutes to an hour, which is fantastic. So he's gonna pick us up and help me get off this leg. I feel like it's like the tendon that runs behind my kneecap. It's incredibly pissed off and my whole leg is super tight and it's just basically all angry. So that's not good because walking without a pack is really slow and hard and difficult. Like we're just gonna hitch back to the cafe, which is less than a mile away. So yeah, that sucks. I'm like so frustrated. There's no fucking crying and hiking, but I could cry right now because we're like 250 miles from the end of this thing. And it's a decent day out. You know, it's like sunny and it's not even windy on this road. It's actually really pleasant. And now I can't fucking walk. This is horrible. But, you know, like when something like this happens, we're 43 miles away from the next place that has an inn we can't afford to stay in. And there's really, like, it's all private land between here and there. We were just gonna pull off onto a dirt road and camp someplace when it started to get to be that time. This all sounds really fine if you're able to walk, but if you're not, that's a horrible idea, especially when what I really need to do right now apparently is get off this leg and get comfortable. So thank goodness we know somebody here. I mean, we've already put Jim out so much. Like, he had gooped up his house for about a week. So chose to not bother him with this particular issue, even though I'm sure he would be more than happy to help us out because he's awesome. But yeah, so Jerry's on his way. We're gonna hitch back to the cafe and wait for him so we're not sitting in front of this DOT facility. And yeah, yay. Oh my God. We just want to get this over with. So hopefully tomorrow we can get back out here. It is a big relief to know that he's only 45 minutes away. That's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. So, okay, here's hoping. JB collected us from the Avon Family Cafe. Awesome, because as it turns out, I think he lives further away than Jim does. I'm not clear on where all of these places are still relative to where we are, because, you know, that changes all the time. But anyway, he brought us back to his place and put us in the man cave, which is awesome. Like, we, you know, have a room down to use down here in our own bathroom, and with a bathtub, which is actually awesome because I think that a good hot Epsom salt soak would actually be really helpful. Like, my leg feels worse now than it did before, and I've hardly been on it. It's just like super painful and stiff, and what the fuck? Getting old sucks. It's because of my birthday last week, right? Whatever. Now I'm old and breaking, like, right in front of you, almost literally, because you'll be seeing this months from now. Anyway, he is so nice and has been incredibly generous with his help and time. I'm feel so grateful. Like, we just met him yesterday at the brewery, and the next thing I know, I was like calling him up, like, "Hey, I bet you didn't expect to hear from me so soon, did you?" You know, but I feel like we had already put Jim out so much, and the motel nearby apparently is no longer in business, and I can't walk. So hopefully a little bit of rest. He has some blue emu oil, which I guess is supposed to be really good for you. It kind of reminds me of what those traveling paramedics used on me when we were in Pie Town way long ago. I think that was like a CBD emu oil thing. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll try anything. Well, anything other than that Aspercream hot gel we tried the other day, because that stuff sucked. Like, it didn't get hot until way later, and then way more frequently than you actually wanted, and it got everywhere. And don't touch your pink parts with the Aspercream heating gel stuff. Just take my word for it. Anyway, we're gonna put on some more clothes, go back upstairs, and visit with him a little bit longer. He has wine. What? Oh my gosh. I like wine. It's kind of like, used to be my jam when I had a budget for that. But yeah, first I'm gonna put on everything I own because I'm already freezing my ass off again. It's so cold. I love you, Montana, but man, why you gotta give me the cold shoulder? Day 126. Well, it's a beautiful day. I wish I was walking. I wish I could walk with a pack on. My leg feels better today than it did yesterday, but definitely I strained this tendon, the tendon that connects my knee to my calf on my left leg. And that's sucks because, you know, definitely makes walking difficult. But mainly the main issue is that what is no fun is a strained tendon, but what is basically the end of a hike is a ruptured tendon. So unfortunately, we're not walking today. So frustrating because it is a beautiful day, and at least here there's no wind. It would actually be a great day to make some miles. It's supposed to storm again tomorrow. It's so frustrating not being able to walk, but luckily, we're here at JB's, and I mean, I'm able to completely take care of myself and this leg, try and get it into back into shape so we can finish this up. We're less than 250 miles from the border, and it's just like, oh my God, no, not now. You know, with the conditions, the weather conditions aren't probably going to get any better. It's just going to get colder. It's October now. Today's October 3rd. And yeah, I mean, it's like we're in a hurry. And now this. So, but, you know, being smart about taking care of your body. And to be honest, you know, well, you know, I hate that, to be honest. That implies that you're not always honest. But so it's more like, to be frank, when you don't listen to your body or take care of yourself, and we haven't been taking our care of our like nutrition, specifically, you know, eating hiker food mostly, which has very few calories or very few nutritional benefits. And in the trail towns here, you know, it's hard to get fresh food and eat stuff like that. And we're more principally concerned with just pounding calories, which tend to have no nutritional benefit either. And there's not a lot going for you except for protein and iron with hamburgers and whatnot, which is most of what we've been eating. So now it's like, I ate like 3 baby foods the other day, so I at least got a little bit of nutrition in me, but no fresh food and no fruits or vegetables really to speak of in the last so long, like over a month, maybe a couple months. That's definitely impactful. A lot of hikes end because of malnutrition, because the malnutrition leads to use injuries and more strain on your body. But yeah, so today, like I'm out here now enjoying this beautiful morning, but and after I'm done with this, I'm actually going to go lay down and do what's the best cure for basically most muscle and overuse injuries, which is rice. That's rest, ice, compression, and elevation. But since ice is being cold is part of what got me into this mess, I'm going to be switching it up with the ice, alternating with heat therapy as well. So to try and loosen up these muscles that have pissed off this tendon so much. So luckily here there's a sauna, there's a bathtub, you know, so I don't have to freeze my ass off while I'm trying to like take care of this leg. So I'll sit in the sauna later with the ice wrap on, so I'm not miserable and cold while I'm icing. And take a hot bath. If there's some Epsom salts to be found, I'll add those in as well. But other than that, it's a Aleve ibuprofen. I have the compression sleeve back on. I put the ice on until it melts. And then, you know, just try to stay off it and keep it elevated, and then just keep rubbing out all the muscles that are really sore and tight and tense around it. And hopefully we get back on trail like stat so we can finish this up and get on to the next adventure. Well, it's around 4:30. It's been actually a good day, as good a day as you can have not walking when you should be walking. Mainly I've spent it on bed, not in bed, on bed with my leg up. Ibuprofen out the wazoo and ice. And I have the compression sleeve on. My leg feels significantly better. Not great, but significantly better. That's awesome. And I've been listening to podcasts. I haven't listened to podcasts in a long time. I learn a lot, man. I kind of miss learning stuff. I love learning. And today I learned about the freedom schools that were basically only available in 1964 in Mississippi. And that was fascinating because you could really take their curriculum and apply it to society today, and it's just as relevant. So stuff like that I find fascinating. And I was also thinking about how counterintuitively with stuff like this, like an injury that happens that could become worse or it could be better depending on the choices that you make, counterintuitively it's important, or it's like the best way to deal with it, the best way to get through the rest of this quickly is to slow down, which is hard because typically we want to get this done because, you know, we don't want to be out there freezing our asses off and miserable and suffering while we're doing basically road walks to just tap that border. But yeah, slowing down. Like I was going fast yesterday. We woke up and it was just so cold. My first instinct was just get up and just start running, you know, like if it's cold, just start walking, you'll warm up. And if you're not warming up, then walk faster, which is kind of what I did, which is ultimately, you know, part of what happened. Like, I wasn't stretched out. I wasn't, like, my legs were tight. All the muscles were tight. And it pretty much was instrumental in causing this issue to arise. And so now it is tough, you know, like, it was a nice day. It's overcast now. It's still not bad out. I could definitely be walking and this is just overcast and be perfectly happy. The weather's not bad at all. I could be out walking now and trying to push it just to make those miles, but I could also, in the course of doing that, end up rupturing this tendon that's already extremely pissed off. And instead of babying it and being gentle to it and kind to it, which I'm not prone to doing, and that's so hard, you know. So I don't know. It's been it's a good learning curve. I mean, I've been hiking for a long time, and I'm still learning new stuff about hiking all the time, you know. So then I get on Facebook and I see people who've like barely ever hiked a day in their life, and they're out prescribing other people how to hike their own hikes, which is amusing on the one hand, but also infuriating on the other, because, you know, dude, no, that's not how any of this works. And each person has their own style. And I forgot where I was going with this. But anyway, probably because I'm hungry. I've been eating some coleslaw that JB's son made. He's a chef. Some baller coleslaw. Like, I don't like coleslaw, but I like his coleslaw because it doesn't taste like coleslaw. It's not boring at all. And I mean, if you're going to eat the cabbage that's going to give you the gas, you might as well enjoy it. So yeah, I'm doing that, and I'm stoked. I'm going to get to make a little bit of salad and some good, healthy, nutritious food that we're going to have for dinner tonight. Big salad. JB has this killer geodesic greenhouse. Oh my gosh, that thing is, I live in that thing. That thing's bigger than the van. But he's got a ton of grow boxes in there with some fresh lettuce and carrots and green onions, and he has some cucumbers he just took down because it's too cold for cucumbers in Montana right now, even in a greenhouse. But I'm stoked to make some good, healthy food for us to have for tonight, because nutrition has been an ongoing issue here at the end of the trail, especially when we haven't really had access to it. And we're principally concerned with just getting in as many calories as we can because we're both underweight. But the end is near. The finish line is almost in sight. And it is frustrating to not be making on the ground progress towards it. But I don't know, I think a lot of the part of these long trail journeys is like what you learn about yourself and what you learn about each other, and just, you know, the process of, I don't know, I guess, exploring and always learning. And it's not just about making miles all the time. It shouldn't be anyway, or it is not for me. But you know, the side benefits and collateral benefits that come with it. And this time that we've had here, even though it's frustrating, the circumstances under which we arrived have been fantastic. You know, I've missed talking to people, having conversations about things that aren't trail related, and we've got to do plenty of that. And so that's been fun, you know, actually exercising my mind for a change, rather than constantly worrying about where the next water is, what I'm going to eat out of my food bag. That's going to be bad for me, but it's going to get me further up the trail, all that stuff. It's been fun having conversations about other things, you know, like, it's a big world out there. We live big lives, or ideally we do. And getting to explore some of that in this downtime, this forced downtime, has been awesome. It just makes me look that much more forward to the next adventure and what comes next after this. So yeah, I'm gonna go roast some cauliflower, because nutrition. Day 127. Actually, day 127 started several hours ago. It's already like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. At any rate, as you can see, I am not walking, which is okay because windows are shut. It's very shitty out. It was snowing earlier and it turned to freezing sleet. So I'm happy not being out in that, but cabin fever, it's like deja vu. Frustrating, but my leg feels a lot better today, probably like 75-80% back to normal, which is awesome because I've been babying the hell out of it. Also boring. I have the compression sock on. I washed it, so now it's tighter. I didn't realize it would do that. So that's kind of cool. It actually is more compressive compression-y. It compresses more. You know what I mean. Ibuprofen. Oh, JB gave me something to try called Evil Bone Water. I guess it's like an acupuncture thing. It smells horrible. It smells like fish and hot peppers. I don't know what the hell is in it, but Nightcrawler rubbed some on my leg earlier, and it actually like tingled, like a hot tingle. Felt really good. It's super liquidy. It's just like a regular liquid, not like viscous or anything. I don't know if I pronounced viscous right. Viscous? Viscous. I think it's viscous. Anyway, that was helpful. Still putting the blue emu on there, still doing the ice, still trying to keep it up as much as possible, but that means a lot of laying around on bed. Boring. Anyway, we're here. Oh, he did take us for a ride. I got to ride for my first time in a side-by-side this morning. That was super fun. He took us around to show us the East Fork Lake Campground and the Spillway Campground. Those are a couple of free campgrounds here on the Deer Lodge National Forest, the Pintler Ranger District. It was beautiful there. Oh my goodness. I guess usually you can see Mount Warren when it's not completely socked in with clouds and snowing up there. So maybe tomorrow we'll be, I don't know, actually tomorrow the weather forecast is pretty much the same for today as it was today. Freezing mix or frozen mix is what Weatherbug calls it. It doesn't really sound good unless like you're talking about, you know, margaritas, daiquiris, things of that sort. Consumables, stupefier consumables, not pleasant weather to be in. I talked to my friend Tanya today. She's on her way to Florida. I hate you. I don't hate you. I love you. Anyway, I wish I was in Florida. Oh my gosh, I wish I was in Florida. Any place warm. Other than that, I don't really have much to report. I washed my clothes since I spilled fried dipping sauce on my jacket the other day, and I spilled fully loaded coffee all over my fleece today. So I figured, you know, less bear baity, because apparently grizzly bears have been coming down into towns lately, which that's a little alarming. Hopefully we can still avoid running into any as we finish up this walk, whenever we get to finish up this walk. But if the forecast for tomorrow is supposed to be like it is today, I guess if I had to choose between being comfortably bored or being miserably active, it's a toss-up actually, but being comfortably bored is a little more sustainable in terms of ongoing comfort. So I guess I'd probably go with that. After that, it's supposed to be like the day after tomorrow, Sunday, which is funny because that's when Nightcrawler predicted we'd be getting back on trail. And I was like, no, we're definitely getting on sooner. I was hoping for yesterday, but yeah, leg, bad, no. Anyway, we may be getting back on Sunday, but on Monday, I think it's supposed to be like a high of 60. What? That sounds almost Floridian in January. At any rate, I guess I'm just going to go back to resting. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a couple videos. I could get myself a little bit more ahead on the video thing. I'm only good till like October 18th, and today's the 4th. And I'm really behind on comments too, so I don't know. I guess maybe I should talk to some of you guys. It's so hard. But trying to keep up with all this stuff, I'm really terrible at it. But that's the economics of battery charge and connectivity out here on this CDT adjacent areas. Especially up here where there's no towns and no people. Anyway, it's beautiful out here. Oh my gosh, he has just a lovely place. He's just been an amazing, incredible host. Fantastic conversation. His son, Matt, good in the kitchen. I don't know what we're doing tonight for dinner, but I do know that there's probably definitely going to have to be a fire because it's fucking cold in here. Anyway, bye. Day 130. It's a beautiful day out here between Phillipsburg and Anaconda. The sun's actually out today. And my leg is pretty much better. Unfortunately, this is also the end of the line. Even though it's a beautiful day today and it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Today is Sunday, October 6th. On Tuesday, it's supposed to rain and then snow with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. And then on Wednesday, it's supposed to snow all day with a high temperature of 27 degrees and a low of 5 or 9 degrees, somewhere in the single digits. And the rest of the 10-day forecast after that doesn't look like there's much precipitation, but it doesn't get much warmer either. Unfortunately, I don't have the gear or the clothes to go out in those kinds of conditions or be out in those kinds of conditions safely, especially on a road where people can drive up to 70 miles per hour. Now I'm looking at getting hit by cars in whiteout conditions. Definitely looking at hypothermia, frostbite, possibly dying of exposure or having to call 911. I don't even know if I have health insurance anymore, unfortunately. And basically the risks versus rewards of continuing from this point, even though it's just such a nice day today. I could get in some miles, tomorrow, but we're still at least 10 days from the border, which would basically be a road crossing now somewhere on the Canadian border, not even in Glacier. And oh my God, this is just the hardest. It is the hardest decision to make, to put aside your stubbornness and choose to not cross the line from stubborn to stupid, and put aside your ego and put aside your self-expectations, all of the money and time and suffering and misery we've already spent on this walk so far to here. But, safety first. I like living, and the idea of living to nurse my bruised ego and disappointment and all of the other just shit feelings I'm having right now a lot more than I like the idea of walking out and to a beautiful day today, but would ultimately likely be suicide or some sort of 911 call or rescue mission off the side of a road if I could even get service. With temperatures at those, in those ranges, the stoves probably aren't going to work. The phone might not work unless I keep it right on my person, and there's no guarantee of phone service. The external battery would probably not work. I have a 15-degree down bag that has leaked so much down on this trip, it looks like a chicken's been murdered in there every day, so it's probably a 25-degree bag. I have insufficient clothing for this. This is basically like expedition type gear that's required. Just walking a road to get to the Canadian border from here, and I don't have it. I can't afford it. We can't stay here forever. JB's already been just above and beyond the call of generosity and caring for us. And also he's leaving town very soon for a vacation, so we don't really have any reliable safeguards. There's Jim, but he works. It's too dangerous at this point really to logically go forward. And yes, yet again, 2 years in a row, and it's, oh my God, this is so bitter for me. Like, this is one day, 4 years and 1 day after I had to bail out of the Sierra 40 miles short of completing the last 40 miles of the PCT I needed to pick up to complete all of the available and open miles in 2015 to, finish that hike. And last year's AT debacle with having to get off due to the multiple strain bacterial infection that I contracted. Through hiking as Carrot Quinn, to borrow blatantly and heavily from Carrot Quinn, through hiking will break your heart. I think it breaks your heart if you finish. I think it breaks your heart if you don't. It's kind of like love always hurts, whether it's a good or bad pain. But I can't quit it. I keep coming back over and over, and I'll be doing it again, next time. But in the meantime, at any rate, thanks to everybody. Oh my God, so much gratitude to everyone who's helped me and helped us along the way. I feel even worse for Nightcrawler. He's been at this 3 years in a row, trying so hard to complete his Triple Crown, and he's calling it as well. I did offer to try and support him if he wanted to continue trying to go up the road, but he would need some kind of mobile support because walking an open exposed road and you know, these kinds of temperatures and with this kind of exposure, he wouldn't really be able to stop. He wouldn't really be able to drink. He wouldn't really be able to sleep. His sleeping bag's worse than mine, and he doesn't really have any better clothing or gear than I do either. So he would definitely require some kind of support to get him to the border safely, but he's opted to not do that. So yeah, we're heading to Butte, pick up a rental car, get the hell out of here for now. It's we'll see you up trail, Montana. We got some unfinished business, more unfinished business. Good grief! I can't wait to finish some stuff. But in the meantime, more travels, but safe travels.